Hey guys, welcome back to another action figure review. Today we're taking a look at the last Legion builder of the Cosmic series, the T.U.5.C.C. Sentry. The new style of cardboard boxes from 4 Horsemen feature a large window to see the figure and the accessories with the logo and character in the front. The back of the box has a large checklist of all the figures in Wave 1 of the Cosmic Legions with a picture of each figure and the names underneath. One of the sides has the character lore on the side of the box, with a few paragraphs about the figure, a small picture, and an icon in white next to it displaying the affiliation of the character. The other side has a few paragraphs on the lore of Cosmic Legions, Hvalkatar Book 1, with the current events of the story so far. Thanks to the new cardboard box style, we can easily slide out the plastic tray without having to tear the box open. The accessory tray is secured onto the box with a large amount of tape, so you have to take it off before removing it. Cosmic Legions also has their own series of Legion builders. These are figures that have much less paint than a regular deluxe figure, but the trade-off is a much lower price. This allows you to army build faceless soldiers or just buy them cheap for customizing. The T.U.5.C.C. sentries are the first and last line of defense the prison Hvalkatar has deployed surrounding the perimeter of the prison fortress. Armed with sniper rifles and close-quarter weaponry, the sentries are trained to make sure no one breaks in or out of the prison walls. These sentries do not get involved with the inmates of the prison. That job is normally left to the Spexian guards. The sentries are only concerned with defending the prison itself. The emotionless and faceless sentries stay out of sight, hidden on top of the fortress walls and in the shadows, maintaining the security of Hvalkatar. Let's check out the details on the figure. Starting off with the bright yellow dome covering up the inner workings of the helmet, with the grey armor surrounding it detailed with panel lines and thin layers of armor stacked on top of each other. More panels, ports, and a large cosmetic neck joint can be seen on the side, where we can also get a better look at that neck and shoulder armor section filled with more notches and panels. More small panels are sculpted into the back of the head, with another look at that large neck and shoulder armor with 2 canister details on each side, with a few large panels detailing the area. At the center of the great chest, we have a small silver fan surrounded by padded armor on the sides, and underneath we have a robotic machinery on the armor mimicking the ab muscles on the body. We return to that back to see 4 layers of armor stacked on top of each other, each with their own small turbine at the center forming a spine of the spacesuit. Each layer of armor has its own details like panels, ports, and notches. Taking a look at the shoulder, we have more of that bumpy padded armor sections, each section representing a muscle of the bicep. A large bracer covers up the entire arm, with the only details here being a screw at the front, a few small panel lines, and a large port at the center that will be covered up with accessories later in the review. For the hands, we have an hexagon pattern detail on the glove, filled with wires for each finger and small plates of armor on some of the knuckles. A small bit of silver paint breaks up all that gray color with a small belt buckle at the waist. We have more gray devices and pockets strapped onto the belt with a small plate of layered armor hanging underneath. More square pockets attached to the belt on the side, each with their own unique design for locking. On the back, more pockets are attached, with 2 of them noticeably having sockets to attach accessories onto. Underneath, we have another small armored plate covering up the backside of the figure. We have what's looking to become the standard armored leg design. A few padded layers of armor up at the front, with the exposed ridged undersuit on the inside of the thighs. More of those chicken style legs were used on this character, with the mechanical design having the joints at the back of the leg, with large plates of armor stacked over each other on the sides and front. Wrapping up the details, we have the boots of the figure. Large, clunky armored feet with a few cosmetic joints sculpted into the ankles, toes, and heels of the boots, with more panel lining and large chunks of armor here. Let's check out the articulation. We have a ball joint at the head allowing rotation all around, and rotation at the neck joint as well. The heavy shoulder and neck armor hinder a lot of the arm range here. We are able to open and rotate the arm, but we need to bend it at an angle to make a full rotation, as well as not letting it get the full range while opening. We have elbows that bend 90 degrees and rotate, more rotation hidden by the sculpting on the forearms, wrists that rotate and bend up and down. We have a ball jointed waist with a belt that allows a good amount of range, legs that completely fully open, but forward movement is restricted by this armor piece, unless moved to the side. We have the same situation with the back as well. Rotation at the thighs, also hidden by the sculpting, knees that bend backwards and rotate, ankles that bend up and down and rotate, with a foot that twists. The Sentry is about the standard offering you could expect out of Cosmic Legions, an armored body with a large shoulder and neck armor and another large head. Next to Vorga, we have a very similar size between these two 1.0 bodies. Next to the Science Officer, we can see the similarities in parts, with only the head sculpt making the difference of height. While the Spexian guards share the same limbs, the different neck and shoulder armor as well as the head sculpt really makes the bugs much taller. Next to a few Mythic Legions, the height is very similar with these two figures being modular, with the head sculpt again being the decider of the height. Looking at some Hasbro 6-inch figures, we can notice the Cosmic Legions are on the taller side of the 6-inch scale, with about a half a head's worth of height difference. McFarlane's 7-inch scale looks great side by side for the human characters, but for the larger figures on McFarlane's size, the Cosmic Legions are noticeably on the shorter side. We have a purple alternate alien head, sculpted with wrinkles, red and yellow eyes, and a dry brushing of silver. To install the head, you simply pop off the original just like how it was with Mythic Legions. Afterwards, you just socket in the alternate head easily. One feature of the default head is that the visor is removable, exposing the head underneath. We have a clear dome and armor accessory that attaches to the neck and shoulder of the armor. The clear dome section is able to be removed, popping out easily. To install the dome, you'll want to match up the notches on the front and back of the dome, as well as those turbines at the back. Once the fit is secured, it'll fit on pretty tightly on its own without falling off. The dome will fit the alternate head as well. We have a pair of grabbing hands to hold the staff weapon. These hands rotate up and down when installed. To install the hands, you can simply pull off the original and then socket in the new pair. We have a pair of clear weapon holsters to attach to accessories that have ports. A very large black sniper rifle made of a hard plastic. It has ports on each side. Here we are using the trigger finger hands equipped onto the rifle. And you're able to attach one of those weapon holster pegs onto it. Afterwards, you can install them to any open socket on the body, but it makes most sense onto the back. We have a black heavy blaster rifle with a port on one of the sides. The blaster can be used with the trigger finger hands as well, with the peg being able to be socketed here. And we have a pair of wrist blasters that can be installed on any open port on the body. Another simple Legion builder to fill out the Cosmic Legions collection. While all of the Legion builders have minimal paint, unlike the Scientist or Engineer, the Sentry definitely feels like a blank figure, thanks to that light gray color that just looks plain no matter how you look at it. I've seen some golden colored, bronze, or even steel color on Legion builders, and I would have preferred any of those to this matte gray on this figure, but at the price of a Legion builder, there's not much to complain about. The Sentry, on the other hand, is a great figure for customizing. It has all new parts that are ready to go for detailing up with your own designs. For the low price of a Legion builder, it's a great entry into the 1.0 style bodies Cosmic Legions has to offer, with each unique part having a ton of details to work with, that even painted entirely gray shows so much details with the shadows alone. The Sentry definitely has a lot more fun parts than the other Legion builders. With a fully painted alternate head, and that really cool helmet with the clear dome, we have a few options on how to display the figure or just some great parts to swap around. Some weapons seem to be more rare than the others, with the sniper rifle being one of them, only seen on one other deluxe figure, so this is a great way of picking one up for cheap. We also have the heavy blaster rifle and the small wrist cannons that really give us a lot of posing and display options, especially thanks to that alternate head as well. Once again, a common issue I have is how restricted the shoulders are when they wear that heavy neck and shoulder armor. While it is a vital part of the appearance, it really goes to show how much a double jointed elbow would make gun poses much more easier to do. Overall, it's a great Legion builder to start off your Cosmic Legions collection with. Lots of unique parts and some rare accessories like the sniper and domed helmet that really makes this figure a great value, especially at the pre-order price of $25. The Sentry makes that perfect grunt for army building, but it has even more potential as a blank body for customizer to pick up and turn into something great. With Series 1 of the Cosmic Legions wrapping up, new pre-orders are coming out soon, and hopefully we can see more T.U.5.C.C. Legion builders with new parts to swap around with. While the lack of paint makes the figure not that interesting to look at a great price with all the accessories and that alternate head, it's just too good of a value to pass up. Grabbing at least one of each Legion builder is a great way to fill out your collection while getting some great accessories as well. The Sentry is definitely worth picking up, especially if you have some customization on the mind. Alright guys, that's it for this review. Leave a comment letting me know how you like this figure, subscribe, or share this video with your friends to help out the channel.